Welcome, Rabbi Yisai, to another Chazara Shiur on Sugיא Yudal. Sugיא Yudal is a short Sugya which goes back on our Mishnah, the second Mishnah of our Perek, the Mishnah on Daf Lamed Hey Amud Beis. Oibin in the Mishnah Megaland. Earlier in the Mishnah we learned. What was the case of the Mishnah? If the Balabayas, the owner, rents out a car. Okay, the Mishnah didn't talk about cars, talked about a cow, but similar idea. For our example, we rented out a car to the Seicher, to the renter. And during that rental term, during that time, the Seicher lent it out to the Shayla, let him use it. He lent it out to the borrower. And during that time, while it was by the borrower, it died naturally. Now, if it dies naturally by the Seicher is potter. If it dies naturally by the Shayla is chayv. So what do we do here? Tanakama says, Seicher swears that it died naturally and he is potter. And the Shayla is chayiv to pay to the Seicher who he got it from. Zot Rabbi Yossi, hey, 1 second. How is the Seicher making a profit off something that's not even his cow? He's punter, he's not paying for it now, he paid for the rental. He's not paying for it now. How's he making a profit? Rather, so what should happen? The money should go to the Balabayas. And our Sugya is going to focus on Rabbi Yossi's din. Zog the Gemara. Omar Rabbi Yehuda, Omar Shmuel. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel. Halacha ke Rabbi Yossi, the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi. Now, Rabbi Yehuda's Rebbe, Rabbi Yehuda's teacher, was Shmuel. So you could understand why Rabbi Yehuda named his son Shmuel. Now, the Gemara weiter, Rabbi Yehuda's son Shmuel, Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda, Rav Shmuel, the son of Yehuda, said to Rabbi Yehuda, said to his father, Amart la mishmei Shmuel, you said to us in the name of Shmuel, Chaluk haya Rabbi Yossi abar Yishayin. Rabbi Yossi also argued on the first Mishnah. How would Rabbi Yossi's logic apply also in the first Mishnah? Let's go back. What was the first Mishnah of our Perek? Hamafkiid one who deposits by his friend being like kalim, an animal or vessels. When they were stolen or they were lost. And now Shilin the Shomer paid and he didn't want to swear. And then in Nimtzah Ganav we found the Ganav. And Shalom Tashmulei Kefil, the Ganav needs to pay Kefil. To who? And as we explained, that means to the Shomer. Comes Rabbi Yossi and says, hey, how's this guy making a profit of a cow that wasn't even his? Rather, the din should be that the kefil should go to the balabayas, not to the shomer. That's how Rabbi Yossi's logic would apply in the first Mishnah. So now back to our Gemara. Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda said to his father Rabbi Yehuda, you told us in the name of Shmuel that Rabbi Yossi also argued in the first Mishnah. Now you're telling us that the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi in our Mishnah. Is the halacha like him? Halacha Gemara Abarishan, was the halacha like him also in the first Mishnah? So Rabbi Yehuda answered in the name of Shmuel, yes, my son. Halacha Gemara Abarishan, the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi in the first Mishnah. Beautiful. And the Gemara goes on. Itmar Nami, the Gemara brings a proof. We also learned Rabbi Lazar says, Chaluk Akbar Yishayna, that Chaluk Akbar Yishayna, that Rabbi Yossi also argued in the first Mishnah, but Halacha Kamaisa Akbar Yishayna, and Halacha is like him, also in the first Mishnah. Halacha is like Rabbi Yossi. So here you go, here's a proof to Shmuel. However, also part of the Itmar Nami, we also learned another opinion. Rabbi Yochanan says, Rabbi Yossi actually admitted, he did not argue. He admitted, he agreed with Tanakama in the first Mishnah. Why did he agree that the Shomer gets it? Why does he agree that the Shomer gets the kefil? Shekvar Shilin, because the Shomer already paid. Frag the Gemara 1 second. Didn't Rabbi Yochanan say that if the Shomer even just says, I'm going to pay, he already gets the kefil? So how can Rabbi Yochanan say over here that Rabbi Yossi agrees because the Shomer already paid? Didn't Rabbi Yochanan says Lo Shil Shil Mamish, paying doesn't literally mean paying. Rather, even if as soon as the Shomer says I'm going to pay, he already acquires the kefil. And for the Gemara, small correction. We have to say that Rabbi Yochanan said Rabbi Yossi agrees in the first Mishnah to Tanakama. Why? That the Shomer get the kefil. Why? Shekvar Omar Mishalem, because the Shomer already said I'm going to pay. So when the Shomer already says I am going to pay, then he gets the kefil. But in our case, in our Mishnah, where the soicher is not paying right now, right, he rented it, so he paid for the rental, but he's not paying right now, he's potter right now. In this Mishnah, no, Rabbi Yossi says, no. The money goes to the Balabais, not to the soicher. And that concludes this sugya. Let's learn the fnim. So please open up your Gemara, read along, learn the fnim, internalize learning to the best way possible. We're holding on the bottom of Lamed Vav Amud Beis. Amar Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi said, Amar Rabbi Yossi, Zog the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yossi, sorry, not Zog the Gemara. Oibin in the Mishnah of Megaland. This is a quote from the Mishnah. Oibin in the Mishnah of Megaland. Earlier in the Mishnah we learned, Amar Rabbi Yossi said, Ketzad halois aschoira, how is the other person making a profit, how is he making a business, with his cow, etc. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel, Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel, Halacha Rabbi Yossi, the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi, that the money will go to the owner, not to the soicher. Amar le Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda le Rav Yehuda. So Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda, meaning Rabbi Yehuda's son, said le Rav Yehuda to Rav Yehuda, Amart lo, and you told us Mishmei the Shmuel in the name of Shmuel. Chaluk haya Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi argued next daf af barishayna also in the first Mishnah. And as Rashi explains, meaning the first Mishnah of our parak. Now, frekt Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda to his father Rav Yehuda, halacha k'maisai, is the halacha like him in the first Mishnah, or ain't halacha k'maisai, or is the halacha not like him? Amar le, and for the Gemara, Amar le, Rabbi Yehuda answered to his son, Chalukay Rabbi Yossi av barishayna. Rabbi Yossi argued also in the first Mishnah, the halacha k'maisai av barishayna, and the halacha is like him also in the first Mishnah. Rashi. Let's pause for Rashi. First Rashi on the page, on the dot. Av barishayna also in the first one, also in the first what? Says Rashi. In the first Mishnah of B'shilei v'lei ratzah lishava, in the case that the Shemer wanted to pay and he didn't want to swear. So Rabbi Yossi would hold, Ketzad zeh, how is this person, Noisen l'soich kisoi, how is this person putting into his pocket, Kfeiloi shel zeh, the kefil of the other person. The kefil should really go to the Balabayis. How is the Shemer pocketing the kefil? Ella, rather, what should be the din in the first Mishnah? Yachzir ha-kefil ha-ba'alim. Give back the kefil to the original owner. Back inside the Gemara. Itmar nami. We also learned, now the Gemara brings a proof. Itmar nami we also learned. Amar Rabbi Lazar said, Chaluk haya Rabbi Yossi also argued av barishayna, also in the first Mishnah. V'halacha k'maisei av barishayna, and the halacha is like him also in the first Mishnah. V'Rabbi Yochanan Amar, however, Rabbi Yochanan said, Moida haya Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi admitted, meaning he agreed to Tanakama barishayna in the first Mishnah. Why? Why does Rabbi Yossi agree to Tanakama that the Shomer should get the kefil? Shekvar shilem, because he already paid. What do we understand from that? Shilem in, if the Shomer actually paid, then he does get the kefil. Loi shilem loi. If he didn't actually pay, then he doesn't get the kefil. Fret the Gemara, the Amar Rabbi Chia Bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. But we already learned. We learned this on Daf Lamed Daled Amud Aleph. Rabbi Chia Bar Abba said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, right? The person that just spoke. We said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Loi shilem amish. Shilem does not mean literally paid. Elo, rather, what does it mean? Kevan she'amar, since he said, Harini Mishalem, I am going to pay. Afa pisha lo shilem, even though he didn't pay, he already acquires the kefil. So how could you, Rabbi Yochanan, say that Rabbi Yossi agrees to Tanakama that the Shomer gets the kefil because he already paid? Didn't you say that even if you just say you're going to pay, you get the kefil? And for the Gemara, Emo, we must say that what did Rabbi Yochanan say? Small. It can't be that Rabbi Yochanan said what we said before. It can't be that he said that because the Shomer already paid. Emo, rather, we must say, Moida Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi would admit, Barishayna in the first Mishnah, Shekvar Omar Mishalem, because the shomer already said he was going to pay. So because he already said he was going to pay, therefore he gets the kefil. Rashi, one Rashi, Shekvar Shilem, the shomer already paid. Koidem Shenimtza Haganev, the shomer already paid before we found the ganev. The Kana kefil, and he acquired the kefil, the shomer acquired the kefil. Keda Omar, like we said, Meikara from the beginning of our parek, Adaita Dahachi, that on this thought, on this mindset, on this knowledge, knowing this, Asis Liyade, it came to his hand. It came to the, meaning the animal came to the shomer's hand, knowing and with a condition that if it will get stolen and the shomer will pay, then he will get the kefil, as we learned in the beginning of our parek, on the top of Lamadal Amud Aleph, that the shomer makes a condition, the shomer and the mafkid make a condition that if it will get stolen and you will pay, you will get the kefil. So since he actually pays, since the shomer actually pays, that's why he's going to get the kefil. And even Rabbi Yossi would agree to that. So what are we left with? We're left with a machlekes between Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Yechanan if actually the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi or not. I hope this video, this Chazara Shiur, will help you tremendously learning this small piece of Gemara, and it will bring Mashiach closer. We should be Zaychat Mashiach right now.